And guess what? Turned out to be fake news.
Right.
Not true. All right, today is Dimple Chad Day, the day that the elections kind of changed with Al Gore losing the election. And that was the last election that was challenged by the Democrats that they lost. Just saying, that was it. They were like, we're going to figure a way to fix the vote, and it's not going to be the Dimple Chad from this point on. Last one. From this point on, they won pretty much every one that has been contested. Free Flower Basket Day, National Spaghetti Day, National Trivia Day. Ask Tom a trivia question. If you got a trivia question, hit him up right now. Pop Music Chart Day, Tom Thumb Day, World Braille Day, and Hypertension Day going on today. Vice President Kamala Harris will visit Chicago this week. Can't go to the damn border, but she's going where the violence is. That's Chicago, which is really unfair to the people. Haven't the people in that city, suffered enough? Harris is expected to visit the city on Wednesday, today, and there'll be lots of loud noises. If it's not gunshots, it'll be only Kamala and her cackling. Elon Musk recently teased that he's going to release some information about Dr. Fauci. People do want to see the information about Dr. Fauci. That could be coming within the next week or so. Text line is open, 877-396-W105. We'll talk about Kevin McCarthy. 3 times not the charm. We'll talk about that up next.
All right, well, we're still having some problems getting my text screen up, so Will's working on it right now.
I have some. Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
I can't get the.
Basically, the trouble is that Will has to do it for him.
Yeah,
I can't get the web browser to come up.
Well, that's not it. That's something else. But he'll have it here in a second.
Says the texter, Owen Hart died, and
Owen Hart.
Yeah, it's a wrestler. Owen Hart died, and Benny Mac, as they put it.
Yes.
And I'm sure the McMahon kept the pay-per-view going. It was during an event, and he died.
It was in Kansas City.
Yeah, that's that's all the mystique of wrestling.
Mm-hmm. What happened there? In case the texter, what happened there was he was flying in from the from above, and the cable broke, and he fell 60 feet to his death.
And the show went on. Yeah, I'm not saying it should, but I will say this much: first time in the history of the NFL that they actually canceled the game, and it was Skip Bayless that came out.
Said that.
Yeah, Skip said, this late in the season they should have continued to play, and people have lost their mind. NFL players want him fired. I was like, please let it be Stephen A. Smith. But no, it's Skip.
Skip Bayless? Wow.
Yeah, well, and Skip says some dumb stuff from time to time.
He has.
Yeah. In Germany, a driver had his license taken away after a self-driving car led police on a chase. And guess what? He was Tom A-ing at the wheel. Anybody can tell me what Tom A-ing is?
Okay.
Nodding off?
Yeah, he had already fallen asleep at the wheel. Walter Cunningham, last surviving astronaut from the first successful crew space mission in the Apollo program, passed away. He was 90 years old. 90 years old. And, I left this part out. Hamlin, the Buffalo Bills star, 24 years old. GoFundMe account for his campaign is raising money to buy presents for toys for kids in Pittsburgh. And the original post for $2,500. So far, this thing has grown to $3 million.
Yep.
Kids in Pittsburgh are going to be getting maybe recreational vehicles and all kind of stuff. It's going to be a hell of a Christmas. U.S. President Joe Biden announced a new economic actions against Russia in the Roosevelt Room. And so he's saying that we are going to take more actions against Russia. And he pardoned somebody. 77-year-old South Carolina man was granted a full pardon by the U.S. President Joe Biden, clearing an illegal liquor violation that was on his criminal record. So he got pardoned. The guy's like 77 years old and charged with bootlegging. U.S. House adjourned yesterday. 3 rounds of balloting that all failed. In fact, McCarthy actually lost votes. Kevin McCarthy trying to get that speaker's job and actually moved into the office already. He's like, I'm already moved in. I'm ready to go. And I forgot about Kevin McCarthy. And even though Trump has endorsed him, yes, Trump has endorsed him for speaker. Here's what he said about Trump following January 6th.
That doesn't mean the president is free from fault. The president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress by mob rioters. He should have immediately denounced the mob when he saw what was unfolding.
He did.
These facts require immediate action by President Trump. Accept his share of responsibility, quell the brewing unrest, and ensure President-elect Biden is able to successfully begin his term.
Oh, thank you. I forgot that he said all of that bull hockey. I forgot. I'm serious. I forgot that he had said all this bull hockey. By the way, Trump did come out and tried to, but as far as, the takeover of the Capitol, putting people, I'm not buying all that. Where's our liberal friend that kept talking about Matt Gaetz? Remember that, Will?
He kept that was the original troll.
Yeah, where is the original troll? What happened, troll? Anyway, Matt Gaetz talking out about why he just can't vote for Kevin McCarthy.
Well, we were threatened by my committee chairman to be on the Armed Services Committee, Mr. Rogers, that if we did not vote for Mr. McCarthy, we would be removed from committees. Our position is that if Kevin McCarthy is the Speaker of the House and we don't have an ability to ensure that there is oomph behind the agenda and energy behind our oversight, that the committee assignments don't mean that much anyway. I'm not here to participate in some puppet show where we pass a bunch of messaging bills, send them to the Senate, watch them die, fail to use leverage, and don't hold the Biden administration accountable. I don't want to relive the Benghazi experience where it's just theater pretending to be oversight, right? We can do better than that.
Matt Gaetz, yeah, I'm not here to be a puppet. And the guy that's leading the charge, Chip Roy, Representative Roy, here's what he had to say.
He's been Speaker or in the leadership of Republicans since 2009. During that time, the debt has gone from 11 trillion to 32 trillion. In other words, we want to be able to have a check against the swamp. We made good faith changes. We worked hard to get them, but we needed a little bit more in order to assure that we have the power to actually stop the swamp from rolling over the American people who are sick of bills that spend money we don't have, are sick of open borders, are sick of empowering the bureaucrats to go after them, and we're sick and tired of a Congress that's not doing its job. So this is about changing this town. I wasn't sent here for second place. I was sent here to get the job done, and we need the leadership and the tools to do it.
So Republicans, some Republicans really don't like Kevin McCarthy and don't want him to get the leadership position. And that's just a couple reasons why. And I had forgot that Kevin McCarthy came out so adamantly against President Trump. And he also led the charge as a never-Trumper. We had a chance to fix this immigration thing when Trump first went in the office as the president, Republican president, had the House, had the Senate, and we did absolutely nothing because of people like Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell.
So someone said, not true, Trump withdrew his nomination for McCarthy. And then someone else says, Trump just called all House Republicans to back Kevin McCarthy, who already lost 3 times for Speaker.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Trump has come out multiple times saying that he is backing McCarthy. I started doing show prep early this morning. I haven't seen one story that Trump has pulled his support for Kevin McCarthy. Not one. Now, if somebody can produce that, I'd love to see it.
I'm looking at Truth Social right now, and one of the last posts 4 minutes ago, it says, if Republicans are going to fight, we ought to be fighting Mitch McConnell and the domineering, China-loving boss. I mean, wife Coco Chow. The harm they have done to the Republican Party is incalculable. Today, he couldn't be elected dog catcher in Kentucky. Sadly, he only won because of my endorsement. Went up 21 points. Sorry, he said. Take the victory and run. So he's basically saying, don't fight against McCarthy, fight against Mitch McConnell.
There you go. 6:21. Tom, and look at news coming up later this morning. Tom, what stories you working on?
Well, it is on the subject of McCarthy. I got a response from Jim Townsend, the former House floor leader, and gave me his opinion on that, and also told me they'll have to elect a new speaker themselves when the state legislature begins on January 17th. Still don't know who that will be. Well, a merger that was announced back in September, a huge energy merger, began business earlier this year. We'll tell you who they are and how much is at stake here. Also, the village manager for Ruidoso was let go yesterday. We'll tell you why. All that coming up. And the city of Lovington recently received $32,000 in settlement money. We'll tell you what they're going to be doing with that coming up.
And Tim Dodge making $125,000, and a small tourist town. Not a bad gig at all. And so there must be enough inside information. They don't let people go like that. So there's got to be enough information besides the temporary restraining order. So Tim Dodge is out. The council says we're not going to put up with that, and he is gone. Tom, did you get a sound bite on that? More information?
I got one from the mayor, but I decided not to use it. It just wasn't complete enough. But, there's amid harassment charges against a female employee at the village. That's what this was all about.
Lawsuits will be coming.
Yep.
You can count on that. 623 BN, the Breakfast Club morning show this morning being brought to you by WWRV. Of course, they are in Carlsbad, and they've got 3 RV parks, 162 RV sites, 30 and 50 amps available, all utilities included. And they've got wired internet. So if you're a gamer or stream a lot of movies, that's not going to be a problem with those guys. Very well lit up park. They come with a very quiet place to lay your head. There's not a whole bunch of partying and that type of stuff going on because it's a working park. Yeah, pet friendly. Give them a call today, 988-0392, or go to WWRV.com for more information. Sunny skies all day today. High temperature getting up to 58. We still have some wind in the forecast today. Winds could get up over 30 miles an hour today. Most of the winds coming from the west. Clear tonight, 10 miles an hour. The winds 33, the overnight low. And then on Thursday, winds down to about 15 miles an hour, warming up to 64. And by Friday, we're back up to 73. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 guns in stock, handguns, rifles, shotguns. Trade in your old gun. Got a gun that you would like to maybe sell them? Go in there and talk to them. They give you fair pricing. And ladies, if you've been thinking about personal protection, lethal or non-lethal, they've got the guns or the non-lethal weaponry that is available there. Go talk to them. They're great people. 1907 North Main in Roswell. We'll talk about the governor is gone. Are they no good surgeons in New Mexico? This kind of sends a bad message. To me, it sends a bad message. I'll talk about that story coming up next, but she's out of pocket for the next couple days.
Walker from Roswell says Trump was an awesome president. I believe his position on the border issue is what won him the election. But, some of the people he endorsed only turned around and stabbed him in the back, like Mitt Romney, and I believe some of his Supreme Court justices as well.
Yeah, I don't think he ever endorsed Mitt Romney. I don't think he ever endorsed Mitt Romney. I know this go around, he's never endorsed him. As far as the Supreme Court justices, people that are supposed to be conservatives, Kavanaugh, also Amy Coney Barrett, and Justice Roberts, of course, that he didn't appoint, has turned out to be the biggest flip-flopper. My God.
Is. And another text says, that GoFundMe is now at $6 million.
Wow.
Says the text. And another one says,
people keep giving.
What be? I'm sorry.
People keep giving.
And they're giving. And Tom says the text, the switch that says power the computer will come on, says the text. B?
No, he had to get to a web page. That's tough. Look, this is tough stuff. This is not stuff that, that just anybody can do. This is tough stuff. You don't understand the pressure, and you do not understand, the tough stuff.
I don't.
They just don't understand.
He's talking to the listeners. They don't understand your struggles, Tom, how hard it is.
They do not understand his struggles.
He's got a hard job, and he has to go to a whole web page.
Right.
But John from Lovington, morning, guys. Okay, Tom, what's the real name of Baby Yoda? That's his trivia question.
Well, true. That's wrong. That's a trick question. There was never a Baby Yoda. But, Will, am I right?
No, you're not right.
What was that?
Did it come out grown?
The character called Baby Yoda was on The Mandalorian. And I know Tom doesn't have any clue what that is because he would have to pay for Disney Plus, and he doesn't do that. He didn't even do that for Dancing with the Stars, so he ain't going to do it for Mandalorian.
So what was what was the baby's name?
Yoda's the answer is Grogu.
Oh, wow. I watched part of Avatar, and I just got to say.
What?
I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand the hype.
Did you not like the first one?
No.
I figured the whole Marine and the shoot 'em up bang bang and all of that stuff you would have enjoyed.
I just the whole idea of blue people and
well, it's just sci-fi, man. It's another planet. I actually loved it. The boys and I went and watched it, and I loved the new one too. I loved the old one. We watched the old one first before we went to the theater. Watched the new one. Thought they were both awesome.
Disney had taken that one down, the old one. They took the old one down, and then they put it back up, I think, right before Christmas.
Yeah, I was able to watch it like right before we left for the theater.
Yeah. So they put it back up right before Christmas. And they did that because, I don't know if they didn't want people being confused by I have no idea. And most people that have went to the movies to watch number 2, watch number 1. So I don't get it. 629, Michelle Lujan Gresham, the governor, traveling to Washington, D.C. to undergo knee surgery to have her knee replaced. The governor scheduled to depart. She actually left last night to have her knee repaired, and they're going to put in a artificial joint. Tom, why is her knees so bad?
Well, because she likes to dance. I mean, at her convention in Roswell.
She's on her knees a lot. But there you go. I guess I was wrong. So the orthopedic surgeon, she consulted with orthopedic surgeon in September after aggravating previous injury. The 63-year-old Democrat starting a second term on Sunday. Knee condition hasn't stopped her from walking a routine public events and so on and so forth. Yeah. Look, I don't get it because she was in a boot during when she was out politicking, right? We got a video of her dancing with a boot on, and I'm talking about an orthopedic boot, and now she's having surgery on the knee. So was it the ankle or was it the anyway, the special session begins January 17th. She expects to be up and running by then. The governor says that her second term, she is going to tackle childhood education, affordable housing, opioid addiction, and, of course, abortion at birth. Yeah, making sure that abortion access is available throughout the entire state. My bigger question is, we don't have any surgeons in New Mexico.
Right.
I mean, we bitch and moan about surgeons coming to New Mexico, but when the governor leaves the state, we've got some really good surgeons in the state of New Mexico, in Las Cruces, in Albuquerque, in Santa Fe. If I didn't have a doctor in Texas that did and I had a previous neck surgery by the doctor in Lubbock, but I went to a doctor in Albuquerque. So it sends a terrible message that even the governor doesn't trust the health care in New Mexico. Am I the only one that feels that?
We got great doctors here.
I have a feeling it was from her time in Congress, and that was why she probably made a relationship with the doctor while she was in Washington and went back to him. Yeah,
maybe. Joe Biden's approval rating as he enters the new year uptick and came in his approval rating. And part of that is they say that several legislative victories, Democrats withstanding the red wave. So Biden's got a 61% of registered voters approve of Biden's overall performance. 61%? This is a Harris poll. I can't find 61% of people that think everything is hunky-dory. You guys are wrong. I'm just saying. Most of the polling, like Rasmussen, right before Christmas, I saw their poll, and it was about 43%. That makes more 61%. Anybody buying this load of crap? Because I'm just not buying it. You can peddle it, but I'm just not buying it. Colorado man, 55 years old, faces charges after he shot his wife in the leg after she honked the horn at him. Pueblo man had gone with his wife to a private home to discuss buying a vehicle, and she was sitting in the car and honked the horn at him, and he came out and firing, shot her in the leg. She was treated and released. Man denied firing the pistol, but deputies found 2 handguns and the shell casings, and he was arrested for a illegal discharge of a firearm, second-degree assault, felony menacing. 45-year-old woman also arrested on 5 unrelated charges. So she was selling the vehicle, and she got arrested because when they went there to investigate this crime, they discovered that she had some other stuff going on that wasn't legit. And, wow, I bet that car wasn't listed on Carfax. Just saying. But the guy, she honked the horn at him, and he opened fire on her.
Man.
Now, that's some love. Now, we can only test this relationship to see if she goes back with him. Who knows? She just might. All right, Jeremy Renner, we got a update on him coming up next. Price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers, currently hiring, and they do have training programs. If you have ever supervised a frac crew, maybe right now you're supervising a frac crew, Spinnaker could teach you how to become a cementing supervisor with their SSIT program. Want to earn a lot of money? They've got the program for you. They're also looking for folks to run their cementing trucks and become a cementing equipment operator. Must have a Class A CDL and willing to work a lot of hours and make a lot of money. You'll receive excellent pay and one of the best benefit programs in the industry. Housing is available if you need it. Spinnaker is an equal opportunity employer, drug-free employer. Text Oilfield to 63566 or just visit greatoilfieldjobs.com for more information.
At 635 West Texas Intermediate, checks in at $74.28, $79.28 for Brent crude, and the price of natural gas, $3.98. B.
Still some wind this morning, 30-mile-an-hour wind. Sunny skies, high today getting up to about 58. Quick check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill. Roadrunner Grill, talk to them about their coffee club for only $1 and enjoy breakfast. Right now, they're serving up home-style breakfast. Talk to them about their lunch, or maybe you want them to prepare lunch for everybody in the office or in the patch, or cater your next big event. They can do all of the above. Find them inside the Best Western Pecos Inn, Roadrunner Grill. You can find them in Artesia and inside the Best Western Pecos Inn. That number, 575-748-3324. Looks like Jeremy Renner is speaking out for the first time since his accident. They actually shared a photo of him in the hospital bed, and he was working to get a family member out of a vehicle during heavy snowfall when a freak accident caused him to be run over by his own plow, according to cops investigating the incident. And so that, of course, happened Sunday morning. He was airlifted to the hospital. Representatives say that Renner was working to free that family member out of the vehicle that was stuck in snow. Of course, this all happened at his home in Tahoe. He lost a lot of blood, had blunt force trauma to his chest, and, of course, the mangled leg also.
Man.
He's making positive progress. He's awake. He's in good spirits. He's talking. And he has wanted to say thank you for all the support. Dude, he's got a black eye. It looks pretty rough, but thank God he is alive and well. More U-Haul trucks left California than any other state in 2022. Top destination. What state is the top destination? Tom?
I'm going to say California.
You do realize he said they were leaving it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, where's my drill? I need to install like the 10-inch bit so it goes all the way through my head.
All right, so I'll say
I said that more U-Haul trucks are leaving California, and the question was, what was the top destination state?
Texas.
Florida.
Thank God, maybe you got it on the second try.
Was it Texas?
Yeah.
Yes, Texas is number 1. Florida came in at number 2. They're very close. Big states where people are actually moving to: South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Arizona, Georgia, Ohio, Idaho, and New Mexico came in at number 19 on the list as far as people moving to New Mexico. But if I have my druthers, South Carolina is beautiful. I'd take North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, too expensive. Tennessee would be nice. Don't like Arizona. I don't care for the heat that much. Georgia would be okay, except I got to put up with bulldogs. Not a fan of Ohio. Too cold. Idaho would be nice, but also too cold for me. But that's just my personal opinion. All right, text line this morning. We're talking about trivia questions. Our number, 877-396-W105. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our buddies at Carlsbad Chevrolet. Go and talk to Daniel today. We're powered by Carlsbad Chevy. Text line being brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Find them in Roswell or at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer, Avenue D in Lovington. And the question is Trivia Day, National Trivia Day. Ask Tom a trivia question.
For me.
And by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, Twitch, and the list goes on and on. Thank Desert Sand Water Well. Mention Be in the Breakfast Club and get a 10% off discount off any work on your existing water well or a brand new water well. More information at desertsandsnm.com. Go.
All right, before we go to the text, we've got a phone call, B. Good morning.
Phone call.
Good morning. You're on B in the Breakfast Club. Yeah.
Good morning, Tom. How's everybody doing?
Well, we're fine.
We're good.
Yes. That's good. That's good. I was watching Fox News this morning early, and they found 2,700 years old steps there in Jerusalem, where Jesus Christ was walking and saw a blind man and put mud and saliva and made him see again. That was I think that was awesome that they found that, the archaeologists. And he took a crew that was called in because one of their sewer pipes had busted. So they called the crew to go and, check it out. And that's when they started digging, and they found those steps and the alleyway. And then they found another spring of water that's been there thousands and thousands of years.
Wow.
And my question, my question on that question of the day is, if they can find 2,700-year-old steps and springs, why can't they find who leaked the abortion issue on the Supreme Court? They find steps 2,700 years. Twitter's been finding FBI, CIA colluding with companies, with the media. Why can't they find whoever leaked those abortion papers on the...
Oh, they can. They just won't.
Yeah, they'll hold that nugget for whenever they need it. I know how it goes, but that was the question for me, for you guys. Yeah. Well, have a good day, guys.
Appreciate you, Frank.
All right. Hey, B,
have a good one.
We got another phone call. Good morning. You're on B in the Breakfast Club.
You talking to me?
We're talking to you, Bobo.
I got one. I got a trivia question for you, Tomo.
Ask me, Bobo.
All right. What does YES spell?
YES spell.
Yeah.
You want to know what the word means?
Yes. What does YES spell?
YES means you're not gonna like the answer.
What word does YES spell? Tom, come on, answer the question, bro.
It depends. It's no.
Oh my, freaking Democrat.
Yes. Yes means no.
Yes.
Who the hell are you, Jeffrey Epstein?
Right. Thanks, Bob.
Yes means no. That's what you say. Oh, my Lord. Thank you, Bob. Thought for the day this morning being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, excellent service, dependable. Boom or bust, they are there for you. 35 years ago, Mr. Wendell Wakefield, packed up the family and brought them to New Mexico. They deliver oil and gas products out in the patch. If you need an interstate battery, they can get you interstate battery. Boom or bust, they are there for you. On-road or off-road, it really doesn't matter. Go for more information, wakefieldOil.com. Thought for the day is anxiety is like when a video game's combat music is playing and you can't find the enemies. Yeah, I used to play Call of Duty. I would feel the same way. 644, text line, Tom.
All right, so the question is from Jesse, last quarterback before Peyton Manning took over. The last quarterback, of course, he played for the Colts. It was Jim Harbaugh. And then Peyton Manning took over as quarterback. Led the Colts 6 years later to the Super Bowl.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I have no idea if he's right or wrong.
They leave California and then move to Texas and then Florida and still vote Democrat, says Germ this morning. Another texter says, Tom, who was the last NFL player who died on the field during a game in 1971? He died of a tackle. His name was Jimmy Nelson. And he passed away from, I believe, a tackle.
Now, let me ask you this much. since we're talking about should they have stopped the game or not.
Right.
What was his name? Stingley. Stingley got tackled and was paralyzed. Did they cancel the game? They carted him off the field. They knew that he was paralyzed from the neck down.
And he could have died on the field.
Did they cancel the game?
It was between them and the Raiders. No, they did not cancel the game.
See, that's why the question is out there. Why are we canceling a ball game?
But you think this is a different era of sports, though, especially on television.
But that's the point of this whole thing, Tom. It is a different era. Definitely is a different era. Are we weaker people?
Well, I would not have continued that game. That's why they postponed it.
Me personally, if my mom passes away tomorrow, I will probably take one day off being on this show. Does that make me not miss my mom? No. I have a job to do.
Yeah,
I'm going to get up and I'm going to come to work and do my job.
But I think we could fill in for you, for your grieving period. You do have a grieving period.
Fill in for me.
Yeah. You do have a grieving period. I didn't say we. I didn't say me. Russ could fill in, so could Will.
You could not fill in for me.
And I could do my thing.
What exactly is that? I'm trying to figure that out.
Everything, man. No.
Everything, man. Thank you.
Well,
what's that?
But what about if you unexpectedly expired?
Then I'm dead, Tom. I wouldn't know about it.
Same thing.
I mean, probably you have a better chance of dying than me.
We could go any day, right now.
So, well, I know you're prepared. California man, by the way, I got a text from somebody evidently lives in your RV park. And the text read, can you tell Tom to finally throw away that TV that's outside of his bus? It's only been outside for 2 months now.
Could my neighbor please come help me? That thing weighs 100 pounds.
Are you actually saying that thing weighs 100 pounds?
It weighs 100 pounds. That's an 80-inch screen TV.
Last week it was 75, but thank you. 748. California man intentionally drove a Tesla off a cliff with another adult in the car and 2 kids in the car. The man who injured himself and 3 others, including 2 children, after driving his Tesla off the cliff in California on Monday, is now facing multiple charges after authorities say it plunged. And they're saying that the plunge was intentional. California Highway Patrol in San Francisco on Facebook said that Damesh Patel of Pasadena was arrested after he was charged with attempted murder and child abuse charges yesterday. Incident was intentional, and he has been charged. They went on to say put the car in driving mode and intentionally went over the cliff. You sick son of a gun. And police have made an arrest in the case of the Santa Fe firefighter found dead in Albuquerque in an apartment complex 3 years ago.
Saw that.
Looks like Christine Sanchez, 32 years old, was arrested. Body cam video shows the moment Sanchez was arrested, accused of leading Santa Fe police on a chase following an armed robbery attempt at Home Depot. And so once they got her into custody, they find out that maybe she's the person that had murdered the firefighter from Santa Fe. So has been charged with murder. And Mitch McConnell becomes the longest-serving party leader in Senate history.
Really? Wow.
Mitch McConnell goes down as the longest Senate leader. All right, I got a story from Lubbock. I'll get to that next. Text line is open. Our number 877-396-W105. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. They have farm and ranch supplies, Western wear, work gear. You're a certified Purina dealer. Get in there today. They've got everything. If you're on the ranch or farm, you need something, they've got it. You can also find them in Capitan at the Lincoln County Mercantile. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply are the Lincoln County Mercantile in Capitan. It's already 6:51, Tom.
All right, B, we got another phone call. Good morning. You're on B and the Breakfast Club.
You hung up on me, Tom.
I don't know.
No, I hung up on you because I had to edit you because you actually said the worst curse word you could live on the air. If you're going to call in the show, think about what you're saying. Thank you, Bob.
All right. Well, on the text, John from Eunice says, good morning, guys. How about our House debacle? I mean, the Democrats would be united in backing Satan, yet the Republicans can't get their stuff together on one vote.
There are two schools of thought. The Republicans should have had their act together before the vote came up. Kevin McCarthy was so busy packing his crap, he should have known he didn't have the votes. And leadership of the Republican Party should have stepped forward and said he doesn't have the votes. We need to find somebody that can get elected. It is kind of embarrassing, but I do get why they're doing what they're doing. And eventually, will he get the votes? All they're asking for is concessions.
Right.
They're asking for concessions, and they do not trust their own party. There are certain members of the party that are part of the swamp, and if it's not Mitch McConnell, who will it be? We don't even know. We don't even know that. The number 2 guy that people want said he doesn't want the job. He does not desire to be speaker. And the idea that Kevin McCarthy has been around a long time, that's just not good enough for me. Just because somebody has been around long enough. I heard an interview on Fox News this morning where he said, well, he worked hard to raise money for the freshmen that are coming in and this and that. Well, that's not good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because Matt Gaetz is 100% right when we talk about we went from $11 trillion in debt to $31 trillion in debt. And it wasn't just the Democrats doing this. Sometimes I have to remind people it was Republicans voting along with this crap in a lot of cases. Democrats did not get complete control until 2019. 2018, we owned it. And we did nothing to fix the problems of today, which leads me to the point that sometimes I start to believe that the Republicans are no different than the Democrats, except they wear different color suits. Not all, but some. Just wear different color suits. Text line and taking out trash coming up next, 6:53.
All right. So the question is, Tommy, how many stomachs do a cow have? I'm going to defer this to Russ because he knows about cows and stuff. Russ, how many stomachs does the cow have?
That's not the way this works. The question is for you, Tommy.
I'm going to say 4 stomachs. Russ,
you're off by 3.
Really? 7 stomachs?
Correct.
Yes, actually.
Tom, how many stomachs do you have?
Well, let's see here. It's going down. So half a stomach.
Oh, since when has it gone down?
Well, I was on vacation. I fasted.
Because I saw you on the camera, and I'm just going to say it doesn't look like it's gone down. We can get that scale in there if we need to.
Well,
let the proof be in the pudding.
I'm fasting.
You're fasting? Well, that ought to make you weigh less.
Yeah. But it's for a special person that I'm fasting for.
You're fasting for a special person.
Mm-hmm.
Please do tell.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Because why would you fast for anybody but yourself?
Because I made him that promise 3 weeks ago.
Oh, you're fasting for Will.
Yes.
Whatever.
True.
Will you buy this crap?
Not even a little bit.
The next day, you were at the buffet after you said that.
I wasn't at the buffet. With a salad. And
that's why I go to all you can buffets.
Randall Pettigrew can tell you that.
That's why I go.
No, he said he had to lose pounds. I said, I'm with you, and so I'm doing it.
Whatever. Well, get on the scale.
Well, scale doesn't tell the rest of the story.
Oh, scale tells the whole damn story. 656, Take It Out Trash, Sporty B, brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com, reminding you they do residential pickup and to give to Lovington Shelter so they could spay and neuter the animals and ship them off to a no-kill facility. Well, it finally happened. Nancy Pelosi, yeah, you wanted the metal detectors up. Well, the Republican majority Congress has decided to remove the metal detectors that outgoing Speaker Nancy Pelosi installed outside the U.S. chamber following the January insurrection. When they arrived to Congress a couple years ago, Nancy had put up the hunk of garbage outside the House chamber for members of Congress to actually go through. It would slow down the process. You also had to be wand in. And today they removed the metal detectors, told the security guards of the Capitol Police to wand off. Democrats established fines at security checkpoints. First offense was $5,000. Second offense was $10,000. Third offense, they could banish you. Guess what? It's all gone. Finished. Metal detectors are gone. That really hurt Nancy's feelings, too. We're taking out the trash. Being brought to you by Trash Eaters. Trash-eaters.com. Frederick Goltz, 51 years old, being held in Lubbock at the detention center on a federal warrant after being arrested by the FBI in December, is accused of posting a series of threats on social media. Look, be passionate about what you believe. Do not be a loon. You're making me look bad when you do stupid crap like this. According to the criminal complaint, FBI's National Threat Operations Center received information that a user calling himself Free Speech Master posted a threat on Patriots.win, a social media platform that I've never heard of. Yeah, and is mostly right-wing stuff. But you know who goes on the right-wing stuff like that? A bunch of liberals, so they can turn you in. So the complaint was filed that he posted hypothetically a mass shooting of poll workers and election officials at highly suspect precincts. He also talked about the Nevada election monitoring cameras and at one point mentioned kids. Yeah, on November 21st, Free Speech Master posted the name and address and phone number and fax number of election poll workers and commented it would be ashamed if somebody got to his kids. There are some crazies out there. And, you never can tell what's going to happen on the internet. He has been arrested for cyber threats. See, you make real conservatives look silly and look like we're all the same, which we're not. I would never dox somebody by putting their information out there so kids can be harmed. That's taking stuff to a whole nother level. Threatening messages on social media are also taking things to a whole nother level. And with saying that, I have posted stuff like drug dealers should be executed, or spend the rest of their lives in jail. When I post stuff like that, I mean life sentence or the death sentence. I think I used the word death sentence. That's why I'm in Facebook jail right now, because evidently somebody doesn't believe in the death sentence. But if a drug dealer sells drugs to somebody and that person dies, they should be held accountable, just like if, I don't know, you gave a drunk person another drink and they went on to kill somebody. You would be charged. So quit posting stupid things up that make all conservatives look like we're a bunch of crazy loons, because we're not. It's just you. Just saying. Looks like Colorado doing something that's kind of hypocritical. They are a sanctuary state. I'll tell you what that is coming up next. Our number 877-396-W105. Quickly to the text 701.
Hey, Tom, who was the indigenous quarterback who won a Super Bowl? Pretty simple. He's also a former Heisman Trophy winner. Jim Plunkett won it when they beat the Philadelphia Eagles 24-7 in the 1980 Super Bowl. And the coach, Tom Flores, was also the first Hispanic coach to win a Super Bowl.
Oh, thank you for that added tidbit.
Yeah, so I mean they go together, so you had to.
How did they go together?
Well, I mean, two minorities winning the Super Bowl, that doesn't happen like that. Of course.
Thank you for the little things in life.
Oh, I forgot. He led the Raiders to a second Super Bowl in 1983 when they beat the Washington Redskins. Both of them did. And Tom A., please sit down. You're making me nervous, says one of the texters. And Tom was at the buffet for a soundbite, says the texter.
He was getting the soundbite.
I haven't been to one since I got here. So, and I'm not going to do it. That's why I'm not accepting any more courtesy lunches.
Yeah, courtesy lunches. Boy, that's a whole nother meaning, isn't it?
Well, I'm
courtesy
determined.
Lunches.
I mean, I know it's my health is at stake, and my boss also. I said to him that I would do it for you.
Wait. Because you're sounding more like a Democrat. It's a feel-good measure. How is that helping Will?
Yeah, he needs to lose weight too. You still need to lose weight, Will?
I'll ask again. How is that helping Will?
Because it makes me determined to do that as a measure.
I'll ask it again. I hate to be the cross-examiner. How is that helping Will?
Actually, since I got out of the hospital, I actually lost all the weight I needed.
Did you? Well, see, my fasting worked.
Oh, yeah. See, Will, it worked.
See there?
It worked.
Can I go get my free lunches again then?
I never said you had to stop. Hey, Tom,
okay.
I don't mind you know, if someone wants to buy you lunch, that's never been an issue.
Oh.
It's when you go and it's supposed to be Dutch and you always weasel your way out of pain.
I do not.
You do too.
Where's my wallet? Oh, wait. I left my wallet in the car. My car doesn't lock. That's a very smart move in itself. Hold up.
Well, I can't see that anymore.
I don't know where it's at. Have no idea. All right, news coming up in a second. We'll get to that. Tom, a couple texts if you could. That would be awesome.
And Francisco says this morning, tell Bob to stop calling that dude. He is annoying. Tell him to call the Roswell station over there that he loves so much, says the text. And do cows have 4 or 7 stomachs? The texter's asking. Now he says this: the cow has 4 stomachs and undergoes a special digestive process to break down the tough and coarse foods that it eats. Now, when the first cow eats it, it chews the food just enough to swallow it. Then the unchewed food travels to the first 2 stomachs, then runneth through the rectum, where it stores it later, says the texter. That's cow biology, by the way, he says. I couldn't.
Which he Googled. which he Googled. He Googled and copied and pasted it.
Yes.
And I did the same thing. And I also saw in other places where it disputes that. So take it for what it is. Whether I honestly don't know. Okay. I've always heard that they had 7. That's why
he's right. Will's right. I'm right. The texture is right. Okay. Technically, a cow and all animals have one stomach.
Right.
It's according to how many compartments it's separated in. Cow stomach is separated in the reclium, the rumen, the omotium, and the abdomosium. But also, because of the way it's intertwined, you have the small and large intestines and the mesentery that hold that together. So the complete digestive system is 7 parts. 4 of them contained as separate parts in one stomach.
So, Russ, does the poopium run through all of them?
The poopium runs through all of it. Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, the poopium. That's where they poop. All right, 706 officials in the sanctuary state of Colorado are, you bunch of damn hypocrites, you son of a bucks. Officials in Colorado with the influx of border crossers that are going from New Mexico or Texas up to Colorado. When they arrive in the state, guess what they do? They're sending them to New York City. Wait a second. You guys said you were a sanctuary state. That's why they came. If you would have not said you're a sanctuary state, they probably would have moved on to the next sanctuary state. But Colorado is actually shipping them to New York City. So why is just Texas in the crosshairs?
Well, because we can't criticize a fellow Democrat.
And New York is bitching and moaning that they spent $600 million on housing and education and this and that. Well, you know what? Quit being a sanctuary state. Yeah, I don't think it's fair for the state citizens to fund the bill for foreigners to come over here. But you guys kept saying that you're a sanctuary state, so now, and you know what? That's a drop in the bucket compared to what Texas is playing.
Well, and that's it, too. And I find it hypocritical that Colorado, when they said they're a sanctuary state, and now they're shipping them to these other places. But Colorado is not a border state.
No, so, they're not.
Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, California, I have zero problem with them doing it because it shouldn't be there. If they want to make that part of the, these areas that, are welcoming these folks, that's fine. But Texas didn't choose that. Arizona didn't choose that. New Mexico, well, those of us that live closer to the border than Albuquerque didn't choose that.
All right, on the way, we're going to talk about Idaho, the murders there. Judge issues a gag order. And the Gallup poll, do you think 2023 is going to be any better for us?
Hope so.
But that's not the question. Do you think that it's going to be any better for us?
In this country, no.
Oh, thank you. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Chance Materials, reminding you every project begins with a solid foundation. They've got ready mix concrete. 575-363-3240. Call them today. They've got a big job, small job. They'd love to give you a quote. They give great customer service, and it doesn't depend on if you've got a big job for them. They give everybody great customer service. Go to the website, chancematerials.com, or simply give them a call at 575-363-3240. Plants in Roswell and in Carlsbad. They serve all of Southeast New Mexico. Follow them today. They're also on Facebook. And if you need concrete, ready mix concrete, chancematerials.com. 709, wrap up the text, national anthem, and the pledge up next.
The Republicans are making ASSs out of themselves, says the texter. You know what? I'm going to leave the party, says the text. Another one says, what is round and is a mooch? I couldn't tell you that. I have no idea. Oh, it's me they're talking about. Oh, I get it. But I'm working on it. Me.
What part are you working on? Being a mooch or being round?
Well, this stomach's not going to be the same.
Say round? Did it say brown or round?
Round.
Oh, round. Okay. Will you say anything else?
Well, yeah, there's several. Someone asked if you'd heard anything about the Supreme Court hearing that involves 388 members of Congress, as well as the Biden administration, supposed to be heard on the 6th.
I didn't see that on the docket. Last week I did. I did the docket things that are coming up for the new year. I did not see that on the docket.
Look, I got a video shared, and I saw something about that, and it's something about the fact that because of the denial of looking at the possibility of election issues, that they violated the law, and the Supreme, and they've got people looking at this violation, and it's supposedly going to be heard by the Supreme Court. So it's obviously legit, but it's not getting any press anywhere. I don't know the full details.
If that's the case, that would be awesome.
So, but it calls a lot of different members of Congress basically to the carpet. So I also, one of the other stories I saw that was pretty crazy is different agencies in Europe are saying that Ukraine is turning into a dictatorship. And the reason they're saying that is because Zelensky just passed a law basically taking control of all Ukrainian media. Anything that happens, he has a direct appointment to be able to censor anything and everything that happens. And he's basically got full autonomy between himself and the one person he appoints to handle all this stuff. And so Europe is going crazy over this, saying that he's starting to become a dictator.
Everybody I've met from Europe traveling, they have no love for Ukraine or for Zelensky. And in their words, they said America's a bunch of fools for giving them money. And I can't debate that. I can't. I was like, let's give them another $100 billion. And in the meantime, America falls apart. But let's keep giving them money. It's a terrible thing that's going on in Ukraine. It's a terrible thing that's going on right here in America. It really is. Pretty sad.
That docket number that the listener was talking about says docket number 22-380.
I'm going to look that up during the break. See if I can get the skinny on it.
Yeah. And B, there's another important hearing happening here in New Mexico next Monday when the New Mexico Supreme Court hears the redistricting lawsuit brought on by Republicans a year ago. I'll keep an eye on that one. So that's going to be a huge decision as well.
I hope I'm wrong, but I speculate our Supreme Court is going to look at it and we'll get slapped directly in the face. I could be wrong.
MLG's Supreme Court, I have zero faith.
I have zero faith that they'll do the right thing. All right, 7:13. We got to take a break. Our national anthem and our Pledge of Allegiance being brought to you by Rebecca Long. She's your Farmers Insurance agent and has been for 40 plus years. Started her business with farmers at 19 and has continued on for 40 plus years. Do you want to trust an agent with all your policies? Somebody that's going to look out for your, for the good of you? That's Rebecca Long. She could take care of your recreational vehicles, auto, boats, homes, commercial insurance, life insurance. And I always like to mention that if you're a young couple just getting together, life insurance is so important. And this day and age, we got, both parents normally are working. Both folks in the household have to work to survive. And if you tragically lost somebody, and you lost that income, could you survive? That's where life insurance steps in. Give her a call today. Let her talk to you. 575-393-2661. Farmers Insurance agent Rebecca Long, proud sponsor of our national anthem and our pledge on W105.
Good morning. My name is table. Time for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
El Charo de Oro, Sebastián de la Cruz.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose brown stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
God bless America. God bless you. Be at the Breakfast Club Lord's Prayer this morning being brought to you by Judah Oil at 717.
From Galatians this morning, the Lord is our Savior. Praise him in earnest.
This is Ashley with Judah Oil, and I ask that you join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who've trespassed against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
Checking out the weather this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store located in the Broadmoor Mall. They've got the extensive collection of FR jeans, coveralls, all the winter wear you'll need, steel-toe boots, safety gear, and more. And in the same location, furniture, appliances, and electronics. Talk to them about zero-down financing. Scrub Outfitters is right next door, and they've got everything if you're going to work in the medical field. Scrubs by Healing Hands, Medcouture's, Peaches, Dickies, list goes on and on. Cute compression socks, comfy shoes, and they go beyond the call of duty. They really do. If they don't have something you're looking for, they order it for you and ship it right to your home. Scrub Outfitters